Hey, Dr. Josh Wagner here with Patient Mastery, where we help awesome chiropractors become the go-to doc, best collections and profits ever with more time off. This is a question and a scenario that plagues the profession. You obviously have a choice. You currently, right now, know, do you adjust on the first visit or do you wait? There's usually two different camps. They've got to go through a certain process before, never adjust on the first visit because it does a couple of things, and I'll show you what those are. Or you adjust on the visit because that's how you'd like to be taken care of, or a family member, and if you don't do it correctly, it sabotages. I'm gonna give you an answer that you probably never heard before because it's the answer to a better question, which is not, do you adjust on the first visit, but what needs to happen before you adjust. The three things that happen if you adjust, well, whenever you adjust, but before you go over the recommendations. One is person feels same. Two, worse, for some reason the symptoms flared up, or three, better. Now, here's the thing, because your rates are completely based on perception, there's no standard rate in the industry for chiropractic care. You know what your colleagues charge, you know what your neighbors charge, but new patients don't. And you think they do, so you think your fees have to be very similar to theirs because that's what people are judging on, but no. All of these cause a negative for someone to be like, oh, I'm feeling better, I don't need much more care. Oh, I'm feeling worse, this isn't gonna work. Oh, I don't feel anything different, this isn't gonna work. And then you recommend your care, I don't care if it's 3 visits or 3 years, whatever price points, you've set yourself up for failure. Better question when I said not, can you adjust on first visit or not, or should you adjust on first visit or not? In Patient Mastery, we have docs who adjust on the first visit super successfully and docs who adjust on the second visit super successfully. You shouldn't be waiting more than that. But here's the difference. It's not, do you adjust on the first visit? The question is, what do you need to do before your first adjustment? Your recs must be shared before that first adjustment, because otherwise they are making an assumption based on perceived short-term results, very short-term, a day, 2 days, 3 days, on the quality and efficacy of your care based on that adjustment. Even though you think it should be the research and the education and blah, 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 this is what they're basing it on. If you go over the recommendations first, and this doesn't have anything to do with how they pay or any of that, there's options how to pay, but when you go over the recommendations of this is the protocol to get you better and back to your life, that's what's planted in their mind first. Then you adjust, then whatever they feel, it doesn't matter because they know this is a process. And when you do the consult right, when you do the recommendations right, before the adjustment, you save yourself this sabotage, which happens to way too many chiropractors who adjust on the first visit and then decide to give the recommendations either after or on the second visit. You've already lost them because now the patient's in charge. If this was kind of over your head or you're like, okay, it makes sense, but I want more, that's the Patient Mastery proven process. One part, a 6-question consult of 5-step recommendations, templates for cash or insurance or a mix to have you lead patients to where they want to get to and get paid better than ever before and feel great about the process, even if your mother was your own patient, which is very different than what gets taught in this field when it comes to overeducation, scare tactics, or feeling like a salesperson. You don't need to do that. You're a chiropractor, you're a doctor, you don't need to sell people. You need to start people to get in their life back, and they will pay you for it, I promise, when you're coming from a patient-centered approach. Yeah, if you want that, reach out, patientmastery.com, and we will show you that process.